Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. We have now reached the final two speeches of the official debate, and so it is with great pleasure that I would like to call upon the Government Whip, last speaker, Mr. Louis Adjiman.
Your Excellency, Monsieur le Directeur, Monsieur le Secrétaire Général, Madame la Directrice, dear Chairman, distinguished members of the jury, lovely bell persons, demagogues of the opposition, honest and advised comrades of the government, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, good evening, and thank you for coming. I'm here as a concerned citizen who has to listen and choose whom to vote for. Why are we all gathered here at such a prestigious place as l'Assemblée nationale, debating? Well, obviously because we won. Because we managed to give speeches, impassioned speeches, that persuaded juries to vote for us. But most importantly, we are here because we care. Because all of us in this room have the strong feeling that no man should lead this or any other country without the consent of the people. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we chose democracy. But that's why also we have to be honest with ourselves. Democracy is far from being perfect. And as many of my comrades showed you, it's the perfect place for demagogues to act, for better or for worse. This is why we're all here, studying the art of rhetoric. Democracy allows everyone to speak, but doesn't make sure that everyone will be interested, that's for the citizens, nor that everyone will be honest, and that's for the politicians. No system does, but if you want the people to listen, then you have to frame your speech so that they do. No, thank you. And even the opposition did that tonight, because they want to win according to all 5 criteria. So, first of all, I just want to be clear on something. 3 of your speakers mentioned a twisted comparison between prostitution and demagoguery. I just have to say that I don't have the same experience of prostitution as you do. But once again, you do seem to know your subject, so I just don't know. Then, Paul, I remember you said that democracy is the will of the majority, so demagoguery is the perversion of free speech. Well, I disagree. I think that our great bus driver, Mark, underlined that representing the people also means embodying what they want, what they feel, what they desire. A demagogue is originally and has to remain the voice of the common people. He also pointed out that the skillful demagogue has the power to bring back to politics people that completely lost all hope in it. So, if you try to stifle them, to prevent them from speaking, to prevent all of us demagogues, then what you're promoting, opposition, is the destruction of democracy. Then,
point of information.
Yes, go ahead.
What is the difference between populism and demagoguery?
There is a great one, and you are right. Populism is a calling to hate on behalf, contrary to what the people should say. And a demagogue speaks for the people. Now, Jade, you say that all tyrants are demagogues. And I believe you, Cedric, also said that Hitler was a terrible tyrant. Well, I think each and every one of us in this room knows that. And you just proved that you were a demagogue by using the Hitler figure. Once more, Susanna, you talked about Venezuela, I guess, and you said that the person you mentioned was one more example of a tyrant who is a demagogue. So, are all tyrants demagogue? Our spin doctor, Manuel, showed you that, unfortunately, the demagogues that you describe, opposition, they do exist. They do exist. You might even say that today, societies fail because of them. And you might, righteously so, think that these aggressive demagogues are to blame for the image that some democracies have, but that's only one more proof that democracy is demagoguery. And on its worst days, yes, democracies will elect populist leaders. Nevertheless, stating that is not stating that democracy is doomed. On the contrary, it's the first step to a more pragmatic view of democracy. Because once we know the risks, we find ways to go around them. Then, Cedric, I remember you mentioned a famous speech, a speech by Charlie Chaplin, and I love that speech, I have to say, but was that not an example of a demagoguery in the positive sense of the term speech? Because, why am I stating that? Because Charlie Chaplin here, in this very speech, appeals to our emotions, but in the right way, in the way that inspires us to become better persons. And I believe our dear candidate showed you, that it is important for any political leader to frame his speech, just like Charlie Chaplin did, so it be both understandable and likable and attractive. And that, my dear opposition, is demagoguery. Now, is persuasion manipulation? Possibly. But does that mean that it has to be negative? No, not at all. You can appeal to people's passion, you can want to be elected, and still have people's interests at heart. It is not mutually exclusive. We are here tonight because we want to win. And for that, we appeal, and all of us in this room appeal to your emotions and not only your reason. But that doesn't mean we don't want you to have a good time or that we're going to lie to you. You're telling us that demagogues lie to people, act in their own interest. But my question is, how can you know beforehand that a promise is a lie? And is there such a thing as a selfless act? So, we are the future of democracy. And that rooms makes me hopeful for better demagogues who have at heart to be the voice of the people. So please accept this motion and long live the FDA. Thank you very much.